نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي ربنا زدنا علما اللهم فقهنا في الدين. Okay, started Surah Asr and we had we had 3 classes yet for Surah Asr, right? We talked about time. We talked about why human or mankind is at loss, and because it's the time that we are losing, and in order to survive and in order to be successful, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us 4 conditions. Anyone who is able to achieve these 4 goals will be able to enter Jannah, which is the actual success. Nothing else. We also talked about that nothing else is success. The success is to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The success is to enter Jannah. And just like, take an example of any exam that you want to take, right? You start your enrolling in some course. So you get that from to begin with. You have this thing, curriculum and everything from the college or whichever place you enroll the course. Okay, that's the course. And in order to pass, you need to do this many credits, or you need to pass this exam with this much percentage. So you will always have that criteria right there. The day you begin the course, you will have that criteria right there. So that's the dunya, the world that we're living in is nothing but an examination hall. We are here for a test. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, just like in any test where what's the passing criteria, Allah has given us the passing criteria. So for past few days, we were discussing that passing criteria, and we went through 2 out of 4 criterias, which were number 1, belief in Allah. We discussed that what belief means, and I think we had those like a 30-minute long lecture on that what exactly belief means. You can go back and check that. And yesterday we talked about criteria number 2, which was Iman, which is not enough. The belief is not enough. Belief has to be coupled with good deeds. And we also defined what exactly is good deed. How do we define good deeds? How do I know that I'm doing good deeds? So we defined that. Okay, now we come to the third one. And the third option here is وَتَوَاسَوْا بِالْحَقِّ, and enjoin each other to the truth. Or to make it slightly easier, I can say to encourage each other to the truth. So before I go and I talk about what it means, let's ask a few of you, what do you think it means? You have the translation right in front of you. وَتَوَاسَوْا بِالْحَقِّ means to encourage each other to the truth. And remember, that is criteria number 3. We already were able to achieve criteria number 1, which is we believed in Allah and we are already doing good deeds. So we already passed these 2 exams, right? Now we are on the exam number 3, which is encouraging each other to the truth. Anything. I would like to hear examples, or I would like to hear definition. What do you think? What does it mean? Yes, Shees or Alicia?
So basically like partake in Islamic stuff. Like my brother here, he like goes to the masjid sometimes for like dasht and stuff like that. So I think that.
Okay, why is it like, these 4 things are so considered as the criteria, and as I said, even if one is missing, you cannot pass. You have to really get all 4 of them. So tell me about the importance as well. Why is it important? Yes, Riz.
Because what's it called? I forgot what I was going to say. Oh yeah, it is important because without these four things, you said we can't go to Jannah. So in Islam, you can't be like lying or cheating or stuff like that because that's not part of our belief. So you have to have belief as one of the things to go to Jannah.
Okay, but here what's important here is, sorry, what am I doing? Sorry. I made a mistake. Oops, let's leave it. Okay, so the first two things were things about us as an individual, right? Alladhina amanu. Believing is a very personal thing, right? I believe in Allah. It's about me and just me alone, right? When I do good deeds, when I do try to earn reward by being good, that's also again something very, very personal. That's just me doing it. Whether I'm praying namaz or whether I'm giving charity or, anything I'm doing, that is my personal gain. But the importance here is, the thing here is, if you look at it, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala used plural here. Allazina amanu. Allah did not say the one who believe is going to go to the Jannah, or the one who did good deed is going to go to the Jannah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said those who believed. That means it is a collective effort. It has to be done collectively. We cannot go to Jannah all alone. We cannot do it like, okay, I'm doing good deeds, so just I'm going to Jannah and I don't care about everybody else right next to me. If I'm praying, and that's something that's really very, very important. I pray. I get up in the morning. I pray Fajr. I pray all the other prayers. Everybody else in my house, not much. Is that okay? It's not. It's not okay if I'm doing consistently. If I pray like for 10 years, but everybody in my house is not doing anything, not praying, that's not okay. We are going to be questioned that why did everybody else did not do it? Did you not tell them? And I was asking about why is it important? Think about it. I am doing it. I am doing good deeds and I believe in Allah. But now I have you guys. You guys are just like my kids, right? And I have my own kids. Think about it. I never taught any one of those. I never taught my kids how to pray. I never taught my kids Quran. I never told my kids, this is good and this is bad. Whose responsibility is going to be? It's going to be a parent's responsibility, right? So nobody can do it alone. I cannot do it alone. I cannot go to Jannah all by myself. Just by doing good deeds, actually going back, just by believing in Allah and just by doing good deeds is not enough. These two things are not going to take me to Jannah unless and until I care about other people. I care about my kids. I care about my neighbors. I care about my relatives. Until I am as concerned about them as much as I am about myself, I'm not a good Muslim. Got it? So, and that is also one of the reasons why there are so many things that it is better to do it collectively than to do it individually. Can anybody give me an example? Let me repeat. So there are some things, some actions, some good deeds that it is better to do it together rather than doing it alone. Can anybody give me an example?
Maybe like it could be I guess you could say like a group project where
Group project, okay.
it's like where if the teacher gives you like you guys are partners and you have to do it together, you're not doing it and your partner has done 100% of the work, but then both of you are getting the credit.
Yeah. And what is better, doing it group wise or doing it alone? If it's a big project, what's better? It's better to do it together, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because then it could be vice versa, and then your friend wouldn't do anything, and you would be doing everything and exhausting yourself.
Yeah. And yes, so let's hear from Inaya or Saifullah, and then go ahead.
I think you get more deeds if you pray as a group than by yourself.
Awesome. Yes, that's a very good example. You pray in the masjid, you get more reward because you're praying it together. And I need a separate lecture to talk about the benefits of praying together, and all the other deeds that we can do together. But yeah, that's one example. Very good. Anyone else? Was Shees, you wanted to say something?
Me and Alicia had the same idea about praying together as a group.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. So that is one example, and there can be, a lot of other examples. And there are some. This is the one example of a good deed, which it is better to do it together than to do it separately by yourself. There's another example of a good deed that you cannot absolutely do alone. You have to do it in a group, which is, we just did it. I mean, not we, it just happened. Come on.
Namaz.
No. Namaz, we can pray alone as well.
Reminding each other, maybe?
We just had it. It was just a season. Sumaya.
I don't know. It's just a guess about reading Quran together, translating it. Is that what you're talking about?
That's something that we can, and there are more benefits in doing it together. But there is one ibadah, there is one form of worship that has to be done together. Yes, Shees or Alicia? No?
Celebrations like
Celebrations.
Eid.
Yeah, go a little forward. Celebrations, yes. Yeah, but praying Eid prayer, like for example, you cannot have an individual Eid prayer. That's right, absolutely. Hajj. Have you ever seen one person doing Hajj? No, right? Yes, Ahmed?
Wait, I have a question.
Yes.
Actually, so one day that you can't do alone is what's it called? Actually, what charity is?
Yeah.
It's a deed, but doing it alone, you're not gonna get anything. You need to have more people to help you.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
yeah. That's a good deed that you can't do on your own.
Yes. I mean, yeah, that's right. So there are more benefits in doing it collectively, doing it together, holding hands, each other, support. This is how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created humans, to be supportive of each other, to be together, to do things with each other's support and, just morale boosting each other. That's how we humans are. We are not animals who just care about our own food and our own drink and our own sleep. That's not how humans were created. We are created to be together. We are created to be taking care of each other. We are created to be worrying about each other. Is there anything Saif or Inaya wants to share? Your hand is raised. No? Okay. All right. So I hope you got my point. Yes? No? Okay. So the point was that that's how we are created, and that's not only that it is our responsibility this is something which is good for us. To be honest, nowadays, the society has become very individualistic. Like we really have this thing which we call privacy, which is a good thing in one sense. Everybody should have privacy, but we tend to be starting to be private in things that do not really require privacy. Like, for example, celebrating or going through any sorrow. People go through it alone. That's not how it's supposed to be. We're supposed to be together when it's time for sorrow and it's time for happiness. Those things are supposed to be done together. And that's probably one of the reasons why we have this depression and we have this anxiety and all those diseases are so much in there, because people are leading their individual lives. They're not comfortable sharing stuff with others. They don't want to be other people. That's exactly why Allah created siblings. Allah created parents. Allah created relatives, cousins. These are for support. These are for care. That's why Allah blessed us with all those things. So we can be together. Together, we can do things just like, Riz gave an example, group projects. It's a different level. When you do things in group, it has so many different benefits, right? And also, it's a different joy that people get by winning together, or even if you're not winning together, you're struggling together, at least you are supported. So doing things together, there is nothing in Islam like going into Jannah all alone, all by myself. Just, that's not even there. Each one of us has a social responsibility to work, just like this is my social responsibility, that whatever I learned from the Quran, I pass it on. It's going to be your social responsibility that whatever you learn, you pass it on, you tell others. Even if you know a little bit, you pass it on. That's what our responsibility is, and we will be questioned. Allah will ask us. So that is one thing. Let's move to our last point, which is watawasaw bis sabr. Okay, which means and encourage each other to patience. Why patience? Okay, we got this, right? Okay, we should encourage each other, do group things in groups. The good stuff, do it in groups. The worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, let's do it together. Let's be each other's support. That's fine. Why patience? Anyone who hasn't said anything up till now can come up with maybe, I don't know, Inaya? Inaya? Why patience? Why do we need patience? Who needs patience? And I know you don't know, but that's how we think. That's exactly why I want you to get out of your comfort zone and start thinking. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, think. So when Allah said think, so just think, okay? Yes, somebody was saying? Yeah, go ahead.
Doesn't everybody need patience?
Yes. So, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created, I just talked about family, right? Allah created family, relatives. Now think in that sense. Do we need patience with them?
Yes, very much.
A lot of times, right? A lot of times people don't match. When you try and you want good for people, not everybody is going to listen to you, right? People may not be that comfortable, or they may not be that, their response may not be that encouraging. You might feel setback when you're in the path where you want others to win with you. You don't want to go to Jannah alone. You want to take people with you. But what if they're not willing to go with you, right? They don't care. What happens? Should we just leave them? Okay, who cares? You don't want to listen? Don't. Is that the behavior? No, we keep trying. That's exactly what Prophet ﷺ did. Yes, Riz, you were saying something? Riz? No? Okay. She's?
Never mind.
Okay. So, patience. Why do we need patience? When people may not listen to us. Take an example of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What he did. When he tried exactly what he did, وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْحَقِّ, he asked people to join him in haqq, in truth. That's what he did. But what happened? His own family cursed him. His own uncle wasn't happy about it. People would just not listen. All these things, they require patience. People, when they don't have patience, they cannot survive. They're gonna just lose hope. Okay, never mind, nobody's listening. I'd rather just not do it. Just imagine, for example, if nobody is, talking to me, if I'm asking a question and nobody's answering me, what I'm gonna do? Okay, I'm not gonna come to class tomorrow. Leave it. Can I do this? No, that's not gonna be patience, right? So it happens. People may or may not respond. People may, sometimes when you're doing your group project, just like Riz gave an example of group project, one person in the group just would not want to work, just won't do anything. That requires patience. So many things. And also another thing which is very important is even patience cannot be practiced alone. You cannot be patient all alone. You cannot be just sitting in the corner and being patient. You need support to be patient. That's exactly why we have this group therapy kind of things that, we invented nowadays. That's what the group therapy is for us. As Muslims, we are together in it. We are united in it. We don't really need any therapist to do our therapy when we are going through, rejection or dejection. We just need each other. And that's how we support each other. We help each other. We tell each other it's okay. We're going to survive. We're going to do it. We can do it. Inshallah. Let's do it together. So that's how we support each other. So again, 4 things that are required to be successful. Number 1, belief in Allah. Number 2, doing good deeds. Number 3, not just doing good deeds alone, telling others, helping others, making sure others are also doing good deeds, whoever is around us. And number 4, making others practice patience. Okay, inshallah, we're about time. We can stop here, and tomorrow I would like to go through a little recap of this surah as well as remember what we talked, and I would like to listen to some reflections from you all, because this is a very, very important surah. This is going to shape up our life, our actions. Yes, Miral?
Actually, never mind.
Okay. So this surah is actually giving us a line of action, what to do in order to be successful. If we understand this is going to be a big achievement. So it's okay if we spend time on this surah. I don't mind that. But I really want to listen from you, because if you are coming up with examples and you're coming up with your own reflections, that's going to help you remember this for a longer period of time. With rather just me telling you, you listening, maybe next week, you won't even remember what we talked about. So when you have your reflections, sit down, give yourself a moment, give yourself a few minutes, think about what we talked, and think about what are you going to say tomorrow when you come to class about it, okay? So inshallah, I would be really excited to listen to you. to you all tomorrow. So do come back with your own reflections tomorrow, and inshallah, we'll have some Surah Asr discussion. Okay? Jazakallahu khairan. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.